All right, coming to you live. Welcome into Talk the Plank podcast. You are here with Salty Buccaneer and a very special guest today. I got the one, the only Stank Bastard. Welcome in,
The
Stank,
flesh.
man.
What's up, baby?
Hey, man.
Recording early on a Saturday morning, just had my
Hey.
coffee. I'm never recording this early.
It's the bye week, man. What else we gonna do, man?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
got no games this week. We got to watch football and just I don't know, hope that the Falcons lose again and
We get to hate
keep
week.
our
I
steady
like it.
lead.
I like it. I like to just sit there and watch other teams fail. It's fun.
Bro, I've been on parlays like all week and just failing miserably and realizing that I am not a sports gambler. Man, it's terrible. I got one set up for Sunday, man, and that shit's gonna.
I personally don't want that kind of stress riding on shit. I don't want to associate what I like my passion with money. That's me personally. Like fantasy is a little different because you buy in at the beginning of the season. Typically, if you're in that type of league, and then you roll all season, and it is what it is. But if I gamble,
Yeah.
I'm a card guy. I love playing cards. I'm a poker guy or
Okay,
blackjack
all right.
or whatever.
I'm more blackjack. Seminole
Blackjack?
Hard Rock hates me. Seminole Hard Rock hates me, man.
Okay.
I go in there and
You put a little hurting on the tribe. Okay.
Oh yeah, man. My girlfriend, she's my lucky charm, bro. Like every time we go there, man, we're walking out. We start with like $75 down and like walk out $500, $600 later. Like just
It's a beautiful thing. My experience with blackjack is it's easy come, easy go. So I've had really good nights on the blackjack table, and I've had equally terrible nights on the blackjack table. I like poker because it's a slower burn. I feel like there's some skill involved, even though still the luck of the draw. But You're not playing against the house, which is something I like too. Similar to blackjack, you're not necessarily playing against the house. It's not, it's not like other games. I'm not a sly guy at all.
Yeah. I kind of like blackjack because like everybody is playing against the dealer and it's just fuck the dealer. Like
yeah.
But nah, different strokes, man. But welcome in, bro. I'm so glad we finally got you on here, man. We've been talking about this for forever, man. All these tailgates I've been at with you in loose cannons, talk about, I'm gonna get my show going, and you gotta come on and guest, and finally it's happening. So welcome in, bro. And yeah, man, we were just discussing off screen about starting out with podcasts and how like if it's your passion, like you need to get into it and make your own show. Don't try to like have a show that's like all stat based and boring and shit like that. Make the show that you want to watch, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, but if that's who you are, if you are analytics guy and or girl, and that's your passion, then talk about that kind of shit. It's ironic that you have me on now because we were talking earlier in the week how when I started out before Loose Cannons, I started my own show, Bucking Idiots, which I'm proud to announce will be returning next week. It was more so a creative outlet for me, man. Like a way for me to kind of show my personality and be a moron on top of that, and and talk about Bucks football, all things I'm passionate about doing. Originally it was a pre-recorded show, and that's exactly what it will go back to being. The live show format by yourself, for me, it was difficult to do. It didn't really allow for me to do a lot of the creative things I like to do. And so, when you're with your boys, Loose Cannons, it's like a barbershop talk. It's real easy, right?
Keep it loose.
If you don't have shit to say, trust me, those motherfuckers do. And I have to interrupt them on a consistent basis to even be able to get a word in because they love to hear the sounds of their voice. So,
because it turns into a roast fest. Like y'all start roasting each other. And like,
no, it does. It does. it is. It's like you and your brothers, man. It's a lot of fun. I love it, which is why I kind of put Bucking Idiots on the back burner because I invested a lot. We all invest a lot into Loose Cannons, and it's not going anywhere. I'm not leaving Loose Cannons. I'm
no breaking news.
No breaking news. I'm reformatting Bucking Idiots, which will be hosted on the Loose Cannons YouTube page, as well as an audio version back on the podcasting apps. And it'll be short form, 10, 15 minutes at the most. Get in, get out, and have some fun with with voicemails. So you know, that'll be the concept. It's what I did before. I had people pre-record their Bucks takes, and then, you know, I'd kind of riff off of that, talk about that shit, and let people also record, because some people aren't good live. Some people would rather record it and re-record it and re-record it until they get it like they want, and then I interact with that. So it's a lot of fucking fun, bro. I can't wait to drop the first episode. I haven't recorded it yet. We're still working out some of the technical hurdles in the background, so it looks and sounds and feels beautiful. But likely will drop next Friday.
Hell yeah, we'll be looking for it, man.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna
leave a nasty ass message about the Saints.
Yeah, no, I already told you.
Oh yeah. Like, we're going into Cleveland, but best believe we got the Saints on our mind, man. We're not looking past Cleveland, but we know what comes Monday Night Football after that.
I already told you. I expect that you will be a part of the first show. I need a voicemail from you. The number to call, and you can call this anytime, bro. If you're fucking sitting in bubble bath jerking off at 3:30 in the morning, you can call this number and leave me a message. I might play it.
3:30 in the morning?
Yeah, you know, some people work nights, or, you know, when the mood strikes. The number to call is 813-444-2318. Like I said, leave a message on that number anytime. It doesn't even need to be Bucks related, bro. You and your girl are fighting. You forgot to pay your taxes. Something's bothering you. I don't give a shit. Call in.
You're always watching football. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're kidnapped and you need to get on a number and get some help, call me. I'll figure out. I'll get the authorities involved. You know, we'll fix shit. So, but anyways, yeah. Try to keep it under 90 seconds if you can. Give me your best Bucks take. How you're feeling, how you're not feeling, how much you hate me, how much you love Tom Brady and you can't believe I even fucking question that guy. Whatever you want. How much you hate Byron Leftwich. Call me and tell me how much you hate Byron and why.
I could go 90 seconds on that alone.
Most people could. Most people can, yeah.
But on that note, man, like, that brings up an excellent point, man. How do you honestly feel like the team? You feel like we turned the page in Germany? You feel like that was a reset and we're going to get our shit together and we're finally going to be the team that we expected to be coming into this year?
Mentally, yeah. Whether we did it from an X's and O's standpoint, I don't know yet. I think this team's playing with confidence for the first time this season, which is everything, right? You want to be able to believe in what you're doing, believe that you can win games, believe in the concepts, believe in, that shit. You know, Tom even said it, dude, on his podcast. You know, losing is contagious. Winning is contagious. You got to get back to that feeling again. Like every mistake or every play isn't going to make or break the season. You got to get out there and play loose, play free. And I think they're trying to get back to that. And we've seen some of that. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game by any means.
Especially at the end, we started letting them back in.
Yeah, exactly. We did.
I was having a heart attack on the live feed. Like I was live feeding on that game, and I was like, man, people probably turned it off because they're like, I can't listen to this guy. He's just complaining about everything.
Well, it's easy to complain, man, because this team hasn't put a full 4 quarters together. It's always a failure somewhere, right? Offense isn't playing well, but the defense is, or the special team sucks. Like, it's never been all 3 phases for all 4 quarters. And until we get to that point, you can't really relax. And we got to consistently beat tough football teams. Like, you can write off Cleveland, bro. Cleveland's. Oh, I'm not writing them off. Well, I've seen people on Twitter writing off Cleveland like it's like, oh yeah, it's a guarantee, bro. They're built.
Our run defense isn't good anymore, and they got probably the best 2-headed monster in the league. Because we knew if we shut down Kenneth Walker against Seattle, we knew it was a wrap. Like, everybody else is hurt. They don't have Rashad Penny in Seattle. He's out for the year, I think. And we knew, like, as long as we can contain Kenneth Walker, we'll probably have a good chance to win that game because we're going to force Geno to beat us. And we all knew Geno was probably going to revert to the Geno Smith we've known for a decade. Mm-hmm. So this time we got Nick Chubb probably having the best year of any running back this year, especially on my fantasy team, and Kareem Hunt, man. And that's just 2 different monsters that, like, you get a little bit of everything out of Nick Chubb. You get the power, you get the brunt force, everything. And then with Kareem Hunt, that's a dude that, you know, he's going to catch it out of the backfield and make something happen because he makes guys miss like Rashad White does.
Listen, we're 0-2 against that division already this season, right? They play a different brand of football there. It's hard-nosed. It's the kind of shit we typically struggle with. It's the type of shit like the Saints try to put on us. They're physical. They're up in your face, and
they grind it out.
They grind out. They put pressure on you, and we haven't shown we can beat teams like that. Actually, you know, last week we did. We showed that we can do it, but can we do it consistently? The bye week is coming at the right time.
That was a big difference.
Yeah.
All
bye week's coming at the right
time.
time. We're gonna get healthier. These guys are physically and mentally exhausted, so taking a week off, I think, is gonna really help us. Even though we have some momentum, I think it's coming at the right time. Listen, Shaq Barrett's not coming back, right? You know, Red's likely not coming back until the playoffs. People think Gronk's coming back. If that happens, it probably won't be until the playoffs. Nobody's coming to save us. It's got to be there's 53 guys out there. They got to figure out how to win consistently and not beat themselves. Byron's got to be better. Bowles has got to be better. Brady's got to be better. They all have to be better.
And honestly, I think what goes off of that is, you know, Brady had to. So he did it like 9 weeks too late, I think. But he finally like came out and he was just like, "Yo, the effort's not there. Like, we're a better team than this, and the effort's not there. And we got some of the best players in the league on this roster, and they're not putting forth the effort that they should be putting forth. And that shit trickles down the rest of the roster. The guys that aren't as talented, aren't as highly paid, aren't, you know, like those guys get motivation from seeing ballers ball out and come not thinking about a paycheck and thinking about, nah, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna leave it all on the field, and we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this done. And a lot of that had to do with health, but now that we're getting healthy, like, we need to see that effort. And I don't know if Tom Brady was calling out Devin White, but we saw a different Devin White. You know,
it wasn't just Devin though.
No.
Offensively, you know, line play has been an issue all season long. You know, getting big Dick Nick in there. He brings some different energy. He's not out there shitting his pants.
If we go back to Luke Gedeke, that's it.
Yeah.
We're done. Cooked.
Yeah, I don't. Outside of injury, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's Leverett's job to lose now, unless Red comes back and then we slide guys around. I think.
But do you think Hainsey would take over left guard if Nick's playing so well? Like, I don't think he would automatically slide to left guard. Like, I think Red would obviously come back and be in there. Like, ain't no way I'm playing Hainsey over Ryan Jensen. But like.
I mean, Jensen can play guard. He's played it before. He could do that. But if he's available to play, he's on the field, right? Because he's the emotional leader on that team, on that offense, I should say. He's the emotional guy up there, right? He sets the tone. He always has. You know, and that's a lot of what we were missing. You know, there was just no continuity. A bunch of new guys, a bunch of new pieces. You could tell Brady wasn't confident either. I think he was talking to himself too, honestly. You know, you can't fake that shit, right? This is the NFL, bro. You can't fake confidence. Oh, I believe in my team, and then go out and get your dick kicked in every week. He wasn't confident. Nobody on that offense was confident. Defensively, you know, they played well enough to win football games this season. We should have beat Green Bay, right? There are games we should have won because the defense played well enough. We
win that Green Bay. We win in the Green Bay game if Mike Evans doesn't get suspended.
We win against we win against the Ravens if the offense is playing well. You know, that defense was gassed after the first half. They were done. Yeah. They came out in the third quarter and had nothing left in the tank because they were on the field over and over and over and over again. And the offense gets out there and shits the bed over and over and over and over again. So you can point the finger at Devin White.
Camarda was giving us chances too. Camarda was keeping us in it.
Yes. So it takes the whole team, right? The offense has to be humming. Give this defense a lead, and the sacks will come, and the turnovers will come. You know, when we start putting pressure on offenses in a different way, not offenses to you know, not to stop offenses, but when offenses have to get desperate against us because it's 14-0, that's when you see, you know, opportunistic defense. Right, yeah, exactly. That's when you see those guys out there making plays, and Todd can get, you know, creative and start baiting quarterbacks, and you put the pressure on them because they're forced to be one-dimensional, like we have been forced to be one-dimensional all season.
Yeah,
Football's not
like
that complicated.
That
it's not that
first
complicated.
Half Seattle, it felt like it was the first time all season that we had a 2-score lead in the first half.
If the Arians era and now the Bowles era has proven anything to anybody in the NFL, is that you can still win football games in a traditional manner. You don't have to have a modern offense to win, right? You can still win the old school way, which is, run the ball, play action, pocket passing, not a whole lot of bells and whistles. Just go out there, man on man. I mean, it helps to have the GOAT. It helps to have that guy, but you can still win by being better than other teams and not necessarily scheming guys open. That's the offense we're still running. It's a hybrid between what Tom likes and Bruce's offense, which is now Byron's offense, right? It's a hybrid. You can blame Byron all you want, but nobody can convince me. And I've had lots of conversations behind the scenes, so I know a little bit. No, but nobody can convince me that Tom Brady, the GOAT, right? 7 rings,
right?
The guy who doesn't have to hear anything from anybody, right? Is accepting an offense he doesn't want to run. I'm sorry, he's not doing it. So whether the offense sucks or not, or the play calling sucks or not, Tom's on board with that. Tom's been on board with that, which tells me one thing. This is what they're either forced to run because they can't do everything they want to do because the personnel isn't great. Godwin's still coming back from injury. You had a revolving door. You've had a revolving door at wide receiver 3, 4, 5, 6. You're breaking in 2 young tight ends. You don't have a Hall of Famer anymore over there. You're breaking in all your offensive linemen. So I think initially it was conservative because they had to keep it simple, stupid, because there's just too many new fucking parts for them to get out there and do anything wildly different from what they've already done. And ultimately, I think it ended up sinking us. They weren't ready, man. The preseason wasn't hard enough. And I've been saying this for forever, bro. Like, stop bubble wrapping motherfuckers, bro. Go out there and go through the growing pains in the preseason. Injuries happen. You can't play scared and coach scared to try to avoid shit. They should have been out there grinding through these issues, figuring out in the preseason that Leverett is better than Gedeke, that there are certain things certain run plays that we run well behind certain guys, and tinker and figure it out then, not week 8, week 9, week 10 of the season. We're lucky we're in the fucking trash can division we're in right now because we have the benefit of doing that and still being in contention, to potentially go to the playoffs if we win this fucking division.
And on that note, like, I know you're saying don't bubble wrap them in preseason and everything, but we did lose Aaron Stinney in the 4th quarter against the Colts.
It happens.
So, like,
but we lost Red in practice, bro. We lost Red in practice.
Oh, that punched us right in the mouth. That punched us right in the mouth.
You can't bubble wrap the guys, man. You still have to. And listen, the rules right now, the Players Association make it difficult for coaches to be able to coach like they should, get these guys prepped like they should. It's just the new NFL, right? Nobody's doing it. And because of that, it's not just the Bucs that suffer, but all over the NFL, it's been garbage football.
This season alone has been one of the worst seasons as far as watching quality football.
You can't hit, which means they're not hitting hard in practice. They're not really tackling in practice, which means what you see in practice is a facade.
And practice translates to games.
It does, yeah. If you can't play a physical or practice against a physical style of team in practice to prepare yourself for the Clevelands, for the teams that go out there and play physical, then you're not going to be prepared to do it during the regular season. And you better hope that your leadership on the field and in the locker room. Say what you want about coaching, bro. It starts with accountability in the locker room. There's a reason why great teams succeed, man. They've got that guy in the locker room, like a Warren Sapp, like a Tom, like a Devin White. The guys that will get in their teteammates' face or call them out. Yeah, Ryan Jensen, or call them out during when they're breaking film down and shit. When there were individual drills, you need to have that leader on every layer, and then ultimately you do need to have that dog in the locker room who's gonna police the guys and make sure because the coach can say, hey, I want you to be here on time, or I want you to work together in the off season and practice. But you really need the guys to be able to get that going and be like, bitch, I get you want to be, you know, on vacation for 6 weeks during the off season, but we're going to be out here doing this, and we want, you know, we're trying to get better, and you need to be here. The coaches can't say that. They can't do that.
And if it was anybody else, that 10-day hiatus wouldn't have flew with anybody else. Like, anybody else try to pull that shit, they'd be like, all right, you know what, man, maybe you don't need to be here at all. Like, but it's Tom Brady, and you can't tell Tom Brady, nah, you can't be.
Listen, his life was falling apart. His marriage was falling apart. He wasn't on no motherfucking Masked Singer. He was fighting for his family, fighting for his life, and from the sounds of it, some pretty
maybe
nasty,
dealing with the despair. On Giselle's part.
Could have been him first. Could have been Tom first. Like, you know how that shit
works. Yeah, absolutely.
You know how that shit works.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows and who fucking cares? This is a TMZ, and I'm not one to I'll joke about it, but when it comes to getting deep with it, it's not my bag, man. We'll let the trolls on Twitter do that kind of shit.
Everybody's got a story, bro.
Yeah, but obviously it was ugly. Obviously it was affecting him mentally,
and obviously it was tanking our production.
And it hurts. It inadvertently hurts the team. The guy obviously didn't go out of his way to do it. Life fucking happens. It happened to happen when it did. Whatever. It's over and said and done with.
But hey,
I'm more worried about now
since he got divorced. So
we are. Listen, I've been divorced. I've had to start over again, bro. It's not just hey, goodbye. It's you're breaking off of other relationships. No. You're breaking other relationships down. Like me and you are married, right, Salty? And we're married for how long were they married?
I think they got married in like 2008, 2009, something like that.
Okay, so more than 10 years.
Around the near perfect season,
right?
Somewhere around there.
You and I don't just form a relationship with each. We have a friend group. That's our friend group. We have in-laws. That's our in-laws. We have circles that are our in-laws. Or our circles, right? And when you get a divorce, you're breaking all those things.
Yeah, somebody's got to pick a side.
Right. So your friends pick a side, or your those. It's a weird thing, and it does happen. There's so many layers to this shit, and you can't really blame the guy for not being able to give everything to football, which he's always done, by the way, which is probably part of the problem, that he gives so much to the game. And it's hard to give it to other things. So that being said, it seems like he looks like he's got some color in his skin again. He doesn't look like you're like old Bucky in the background over there.
Yeah, he was looking bad. Oh, I haven't even named him yet, but that's
said Bucky. I
like Bucky. Bucky's a good one. I like
Bucky. He didn't
Bucky
look all
sunken
in and emaciated and shit. Yeah. Like he was looking during the season where he was dead behind the eyes. Looked like he probably hadn't slept very much.
Right.
So that's good.
People were saying he was looking like he was sick, and like you could tell something was off. But obviously we know what was off. But I mean, I'm just glad that he looks like he's dialed in again, and he looks. I was so happy for him in that Germany game, because you could tell, like, the post interviews, all the events leading up to it. Like, remember when he was holding up the Lederhosen like shorts and everything? Like, look at that smile on his face, bro. Man was having fun again, man.
I think it's the first game the first game he's enjoyed all season. That's the first game he has had fun playing football in. You know, and that's what you need, man. It's the get back that we needed. You know, we can selfishly say, fuck, I don't care what's going on. The Bucs need to fucking win. Players need to figure it out. All we care about is wins and losses. But, you know, even Devin tweeted this week, you know, football players are human.
Oh, yeah, he blocked me.
I'm gonna let you know. Devin tweeted out this week, football players are human beings as well. So he obviously
shout out to him. Big shout out to him for
he obviously went through hell, you know, losing his pops, and it sounds like it's some weird circumstances going on with that. And
we won't get into that. It's dark.
Yeah, we won't get into that either. But yeah, man, that's fucking life, man. You don't know people's struggles. Even people that you think you don't know their struggles. It could be external, it could be internal, you know.
And that's the thing we forget as fans. Like, I'm probably the guiltiest of it, is always thinking, oh no, this is your job. You have to do your job and you have to do it right 100% of the time. Like,
it's okay. You're you're an emotional guy, bro.
Exactly. I try to hold players to the standard that I get held to.
It's a form of entertainment, and we all do it. By the way, we all do that shit.
At the end of the day, it's a kid's game that
it is.
A bunch of adults are getting paid to play.
It is, but it's a results driven thing too, right? And so we look at it big picture as fans, and we just want to win football games. But life is life, and none of us
for a long time. We ain't had shit.
And
now we finally have it, and now we expect it because we've seen the mountaintop. We've gotten there. We know with this man at the helm, with this defense, with these weapons around him, we know that we can get it done. And we've even seen it from the coaches that we criticize, that they can execute in the playoffs too and come up with a game plan to get it done. That's why we're being so hard on them. And
I've never been called a toxic more in my life than I have been during the Brady years, because it feels good to win, bro. It feels good to swing your dick, dude. It just does, bro. It really does. I get it. I'm drunk on that shit, and I will be for a long time, because there's a few of us out there who have been through a lot when it comes to loving and supporting this football team. Like tears. It wasn't even a thought that we could get to that point until Tony Dungy became part of this franchise. And I'll tell you that straight up, bro.
Oh, because we were the sucks. We were the
yucks. We were the sucking ears. We were the yucking ears. We were all those things, and it just didn't feel
our record would never be beaten.
It just didn't feel like we were playing the same
losses in a row. Nobody's ever going to do that again.
Yeah, it didn't feel like we were playing the same sport, and didn't feel like we were ever going to play the same sport. It's laughable. We were the punchline of Sports Center. We were the punchline of fucking like comedy shows and shit. Like
it was going to leave the town. Like
it was that ugly. It was that ugly for a long, long time. So I remember that version of me, bro. And I was the only person I knew that was a Bucs fan. And I grew up in Tampa. I lived here since I was 3 years old. I was the only person I knew. My dad used to take me to games, but I was the only person I knew. None of my friends were Bucs fans. My next door neighbor was a Bears fan because he loved Walter Payton. Like, nobody gave a shit about this fucking football team. And there was nowhere you could go either, by the way. There was no internet. There was no talk shows. There was no podcasts.
So you were that friend that was annoying his friends trying to talk about the shit.
There was a blip in the newspaper, maybe, about the team.
Right,
okay?
Right.
This
maybe on Sports Center on the low lights.
There was no Sports Center, Salty. Remember, I'm old. I was born in 1976, same year the Bucs were born. There was no Sports Center. There were no dedicated sports shows. They had sports segments on the news, and they didn't talk about the Bucs. Even locally, they wouldn't talk about the fucking Bucs because it was that ugly. They were the yucks, and so it just this town just didn't really have any kind of passion. And you kind of still see that to this day. Like it's such a laid back, laissez-faire attitude with this fucking fan base.
We're both season ticket holders, so we see it all the time. We go to the games and we got the dumbass fans that just became fans because Brady's here, and maybe they were New England fans before, maybe they were closet Bucs fans that didn't want to show support until the team got good. But it's like the shit that's been annoying the hell out of me, and Latte says it too, man, is the fans that don't know what the fuck to do in the game.
It's been like that though.
Like third down, you're sitting in your chair and you're just watching the game. No, man, get up, get loud, like go crazy, man, distract the offense. And then on offense, it's the complete opposite. Like we need to get a 3rd and 4 converted, and it's a crucial part of the game. And all y'all are cheering like we're on defense. Like, no, don't do that, man. Tom Brady needs to be able to, like they need to hear him when he's calling audibles and shit. Like, and this man can't operate out there because our fans are stupid sometimes, man.
Listen, the Florida NFL franchises have the worst NFL fan bases. The Dolphins fan base,
they're toxic.
The Jaguars fan base and the Bucs fan base, they're not good fan bases. They're bad fan bases.
I respect Jaguars fans though, because
I'll say this, bro.
The ones that are actually there, they're like us.
Yeah. No, they're. I'll say this right now. There are 30,000 diehard Bucs fans that win or lose, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. There are 30,000 of them, right? The remainder of the fan base doesn't give a fuck. It's a social event for them, or they'll come when we're winning and we're good, and when we're struggling and they won't come, and they'll sell their tickets to the opposing fan base. And it's gonna be like that for a long time, because there were such big gaps and big generational gaps of kids that didn't grow up as Bucks fans.
Exactly.
Okay. Now what you're going to find out now is how many Bucks fans have been born into the Brady era. We just grew a whole new fan base, a bigger one than it's ever been. There are more Bucks fans now,
for better or worse,
and there will be more Bucks fans in the future than there ever will be, just because of this era. For the next 50 years, they're going to be, a kid in fucking Montana who's a big Brady fan, who's been putting his kids in Bucks shit for the last 3 years, and that kid's going to be raised as a Bucks fan. And all over the planet, by the way. There's a kid in fucking Tokyo right now rocking a fucking Brady jersey, and he's going to
Germany. We just got so many fans in Germany now.
So I mean, we owe a lot to this guy, because he's given us the exposure, and then taking us to the mountaintop, and giving us something we've never had as a town. It will take some time, but eventually I feel like this fan base will germinate and grow into a really solid fan base. Make no mistake, bro. Like I don't think we'll ever get to like the Pittsburghs or the Green Bays or even, we went to Pittsburgh this year, bro. That's like a college environment.
I think you and me, at best, I think in our lifetimes, we'll probably end up like Giants fans, where maybe we get 4 rings. Because I think we have a really solid core right now. I don't know if we win again with Brady. I don't know if we win again after Brady, but I feel like we have a good chance, with and without Brady. Yeah. If we make the right roster moves, hires for coaching, and we execute. Like, the league is constantly changing. We're seeing teams that win that, bro, whoever thought that the Buccaneers would win not 1, but 2 Super Bowls in the 21st century? Like,
no, we didn't do it building a team over a long period of time. Like, we had some of the ingredients here. Both Super Bowls, there's some similarities to it, right? We had some of the ingredients here. We added the flavor at the right time, right? We brought in Gruden, and Gruden brought in, Brad was here before Gruden, but we brought in Gruden. He brought in a lot of pieces with him, changed that offense, and overnight we won the Super Bowl, right? We won the Super Bowl Gruden's first year. There's a lot of similarity between what happened then and what happened now, where we had a lot of the pieces, right? The Jameis era just wasn't working. Bruce gave it a try. It just didn't fit. He wasn't a fit for this offense. It just didn't work. And then we added the right piece, which just happened to be, arguably the greatest NFL quarterback of all time, and the confidence which this team didn't have. And boom, we got ourselves a Super Bowl. I would love, though, if I had my if I could choose, I would love to go through one of those eras where, similar to like the Saints did, like have a sustained run with a team that we home grew. Maybe we bring in a guy.
You bring in a quarterback you signed at like
whatever, but he's here for 10 years.
Yeah,
he's here for 10 years. Like some sustainability. We've never ever had that here. That's one thing that I've never experienced as a Bucs fan.
I want the drafted quarterback.
I'll take this. Listen, I'll take.
I want the really good, like promising drafted quarterback, not the 1 overall like Joe Burrow or something like that. I want to get like where was Tua picked? He was like 5th or something like that, or even Josh Allen. I want a Josh Allen. I want that kind of like sustained, like, bro, we're gonna have 15 years of this and it's gonna be great because we had the balls to trade up for a guy that we knew would fit our system.
The crazy thing is, there's no guarantee it ever happens.
No.
We've only had one franchise quarterback, and this team let him walk away because the owner was cheap and racist.
We had 2. We just didn't know that Steve Young was going to become Steve Young.
But Steve Young was a garbage can here, and he happened to go to the best coach team in the NFL. It was like plugging in a guy who had who had skill into the perfect situation. I don't think you put Steve Young on all 32 teams and he becomes Steve Young. He went to a place where they already had the answers. He was exactly what Steve Young was like. Kirk Cousins.
You don't think he could have won with the 90s teams we had?
No, I don't think Steve Young. He won Super Bowls in San Francisco. I just don't think alone. He did that on his own. He didn't carry those teams to those Super Bowls. He was a piece of those teams who, like I said, happened to be just doing everything. Like they were modern football back then. Nobody could hang with them, bro. They were doing it like, offense, they reinvented the game, bro. And he had the right skill set to fit that offense. But I just don't think he does that on 31 other teams. Doug was that guy though. Doug Williams was the only guy we've ever drafted that
original.
That had it all, and that had they had a decent team around that guy. We win championships, potentially Super Bowls with that guy.
I'm glad he got validated, though. I'm glad
he did.
He did. So.
He's the only franchise quarterback we've ever drafted, and happened to be during the beginning phases of this. Most Bucs fans who are watching this right now have no clue. It's like me talking about fucking, Jim Brown or something to them. It's that long ago because they just don't have any concept. So it's not guaranteed that it will ever happen again, right? We've tried so many times. We tried with fucking Dilfer and Testaverde and just Jameis, and it just continues to go. I mean, Cleveland's never had one outside Bernie Kosar, which, like I said, most people on here don't even know who the fuck that is. It's just I would love to see it.
You don't believe in Jacoby Brissett? Jokes.
I mean, I say that knowing that Kyle Trask is probably that guy, right? He's the future. Come on, bro. Come on, Salty. No? You know a Trask guy?
Oh, man.
I said that on your podcast, bro. I said that on your podcast.
I was waiting for it to come. That being said,
I don't know what that guy is, bro. I have no idea what that guy is. Yeah. I do know this, though. He's got a little bit of fuck you in him. Which I like. I like it. He's not scared.
Honestly, him playing behind Tom Brady for 2, maybe 3 if Brady comes back next year. Yeah. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm really praying. But if he plays behind Brady that long, then maybe we get a chance that he learns a thing or two and he really hones in on where his weaknesses are and what his strengths are, and he can become a franchise quarterback. Honestly, like, the diehard Seminole in me, like, I hate that the next man up is a Gator, but if he is great, I would love him for it because I love this team, man. I love the Bucs, and it's like the Gators fans that were actually pulling for Jameis, like, I respect them.
I definitely didn't want fucking dry ass Mariota, bro.
No,
and like, the choice was easy for me, bro. I wanted that guy. We needed a leader on this team. And
at least it was entertaining.
We needed the face of this team, and he just didn't get the right coaching. He didn't get the right system. Had we drafted Dalvin, put him in an offense similar to like what Minnesota is now, which is
if Jameis doesn't have to throw 35 times a game.
No,
he's probably pretty decent.
I couldn't believe the Colts didn't jump on Jameis this offseason, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I was talking to Jameson's cousin about that, man. Yeah. I was DMing his cousin. I was like, bro, if he would have went to the Colts, man, could you imagine what that
defense, that run game? Mm-hmm. He was the perfect fit for them. Instead, they went with a shell of a quarterback, and it was dumb to me. And I thought Pittsburgh could have potentially been a good place for Jameis, because
it would have too, but they saw Jameis, they saw a lot of risk, and they were like, if we're going to take all that risk, we're going to go with Mitch.
Had Sean Payton stayed, I think they were figuring it out with Jameis. I just think Dennis Allen's a trash can.
Fucking moron.
Yeah, he's a trash can coach. Hold on. My daughter's calling me. Just let me let her know I'm recording.
I got you, bro. We're going to wrap it up anyways. But you brought up UF, FSU, so we're going to get into that just a little bit before we head out. last year, you and me, we put up a wager, bro. So I want to do that again. Let's definitely do that again for the Bruce Arians Foundation. We'll do it based on who wins this game. So what you want to do, bro? You want to let's do maybe $100.
Beautiful. Yeah, $100 and a tweet that you have to, you know, denounce your love for one team and say you love the other.
I don't know if I can do that, man. I don't know.
All right, listen, we can after you do it, underneath we can put a disclosure. I lost a bet.
Okay. All right.
Well, right now, I think the pendulum is swinging more towards you guys.
Well, we should definitely be favored, but I won't be surprised if we lose, because
you know how it is, man. It's
the rivalry, bro.
It's a rivalry, and I think we're good enough to play with you guys, but we just haven't really been consistent. So who knows which team shows up? Who knows which quarterback shows up?
It would be just our luck that we're scoring all these points right now, and then we go and play an SEC team, and it all goes to shit.
Yeah, if Richardson plays like he's capable of, it's going to be a good game, bro. Because that is a guy who he's like.
Oh, he's got a lot of talent.
He's got a lot of talent, but
a lot of natural talent.
He is a raw mother. He's raw as hell, bro.
Me and my boys, we go back and forth on what's talent and what's skill. And talent is what God gives you, right? That's that athletic ability, the stuff that you can't teach. The skill is what you hone in on and how you get your game better. Like
it's the work ethic on top of that.
Your pass accuracy, your work ethic, your drive, your mental ability. That's your skill. All right. But as far as talent goes, that man is talented beyond his years, bro. But on the flip side, you got the other quarterback on the other side, Jordan Travis. That man's got the skill because he didn't have, like, he's had talent, like he can run and shit like that. But like, if you look at when he first started in FSU and where he is now, like, this man has grown leaps and bounds as far as honing in on his skills. And I just really, really want a really, really good game, bro.
That's a really good way to point it out, man. Like, we've all grown up. I used to coach ball for a long time. We've all grown up with that guy who was just so much better than everybody else because he was a freak athlete, but didn't have the
Booby Miles.
Yeah,
right?
Didn't have the work ethic.
From Friday Night Lights, Booby Miles.
Yeah, didn't have the work ethic. Didn't work hard. They didn't need to because it came so easy to them, and ultimately didn't love it, and so they didn't put in the time. They weren't obsessed with it. They weren't obsessed with the game. They were obsessed with the notoriety that they get, or the fame they get, or
to a degree,
the attention they get.
That's Lenny and Devin White to a degree. They're their own worst enemy, man. They get in their heads because they got all this God-given talent.
I don't think you can say it on this level, bro. If you don't make it to the NFL, based purely on athletic ability, bro. Those guys here, it's just the margin for error is so small, right? I say what you want about Leonard Fournette, bro. He hasn't been given a whole lot since he's gotten here. As far as like this offense, it really isn't built around a guy like him. He'd be much better suited. Huh?
It's the pouting I don't like.
He had that though, bro. Do we not forget that he almost got cut? That it took that Bruce Arians, who everybody wants to criticize for being tough on these kids, and they are kids. Tom's not a kid, but these guys compared to a guy like Bruce,
Devin and Lenny are like 25, 26.
And Bruce is that Parcells kind of coach, bro, where he knows which buttons to push with which guys. He knows that calling Tom out in the media, which doesn't ever happen, is going to eat at Tom. He knows it. He knows which buttons to push and why.
Bill did it too.
Bill did that shit too. Of course he did.
He did it for 20 years, but in like little subtle ways, like our execution's not there. We should have done this. Or we're moving
Bruce is everything you want in a coach. He may not be the best X's and O's guy. He may not be.
He's not PC. Like,
no, he's not
gonna get that from him.
He knows how to lead men. People follow that guy. They follow.
Because he's an alpha. And a lot of people don't like alphas
because he's unapologetically confident in his way. That's a rare thing. Dungy was that guy. didn't give a fuck, bro. In the face of you know, all the criticism. You have this defense, coach. Fire your offensive coordinator. You have this defense, coach. Put an offense in place. You have this defense, coach. He believed in one way, and we had success because of that. And he wasn't going to be convinced or pushed off of that. He wasn't. Not like a lot of these new coaches who bend to tweets, bro. They bend to the will of the mob on a consistent basis.
Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, they're not true. Yeah, they're not true to themselves, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Like, go in there and do your shit. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's my fear with Bowles. Bowles, in front of the camera, and really in person, he's such a passive guy.
I think he's a little different than we actually see, though, because everything I've heard from inside the building has said, like, oh no, Bowles is that dude. He'll talk shit right to your face and tell you, no, shut the fuck up. You're wrong.
I've heard that from most people inside the building that I've talked to about Todd. That he's not Dungy. He's not the quiet leader like we all think he is. He's that guy.
Jamel Dean swears by it. He's like, nobody talks more shit than Todd Bowles.
Yeah, he's like that guy. He's that guy in front of the cameras, but he will absolutely hang you out in front of the team. And really, Bruce wouldn't put a guy in there that didn't have a little of that, right? I mean, this is a guy who's
Byron would have got ate alive.
Right, they all would. By the way, as much as I dislike Byron's play call style, I think he'd be a hell of a head coach because I like that motherfucker's swagger. Listen, it's not about when you're a head coach. It's not about that anymore, Salty. It's not about can you call plays. It's can you lead men. That guy has a little bit of that in him, bro. He has the fuck you.
It's the quarterback. It's the quarterback.
It is.
It's the same thing that Bruce Arians has because he was the quarterback. Yeah. He knew that shut the fuck up. I'm the quarterback. I'm the one that's ultimately going to get blamed for this fucking loss. Let me do my shit. We're going to get in there and we're going to win this game.
How many great coordinators do we have to see fail us being head coaches before we realize it's not about knowledge when you're leading 53 men? I don't care how fucking smart you are, bro. It doesn't matter. He
Buffalo.
Yeah,
that's a man. That man
he can be Sean McVay and still be a terrible head coach. You have to be a guy who can get up and lead and teach and then also be able to delegate and put the coaches in place and put your ego aside like Bruce did and say, I'm okay with not calling plays, right? I'm going to let this guy do it because I believe
it in Miami too. We're seeing it in Miami with McDaniel. Like that dude.
He's not scared either, is he? He don't give a fuck, bro.
He knows he's a nerd. He knows he's a nerd.
He knows he's a nerd.
It's straight up, he's just like,
it's almost like
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Listen to me.
It's almost like he's laughing at everybody else like y'all motherfuckers let me in, bro. Watch out. Gruden had that in him, bro. Gruden was that guy. Gruden came in like, I'm about to show y'all what's up. I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'm the youngest coach in the history in the NFL. Watch me now. Watch what I do. That's what I see in McDaniel. And that's kind of what I see a little bit in Byron, even though, like I said, I'm not necessarily a big fan of his offense. But some of that may be as a result of the ingredients he has, and he's kind of forced to do what we're doing right now because we don't have the ability to be a fucking the Bills because our quarterback can't fucking do half the shit. You know,
he's not Cam Newton with an arm.
No, we're limited in regards to like our best chance at winning is the style of offense we have because that's the pieces that Jason Light shot for because that's the team that Bruce Arians wanted. He wanted this traditional style, OG style offense, and that's what we built. Listen, you and I both got to go. I just looked at the clock.
Yeah, we've been on a minute.
I think we found that we can do this though, me and you, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to send out a shout out to Ashley. She can't be with us right now because she's still going through some stuff, but she will be back. Talk the Plank will be back in full effect real shortly, and when we get back going, we're gonna keep bringing guests on. Stank, truly, it was a pleasure to have you on this show, bro. We're gonna have to do it again soon, and we're definitely gonna be reaching out to you. Hey, bro, all off season. We ain't got nothing to talk about but Bucks football. So
listen, I'll be. You can find me on Loose Cannons. You know where I'll be. And then once a week, you can find me on Bucking Idiots. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm weird, bro. I hope you guys have probably figured that out by now. I'm a weird person. The show is weird, I do weird shit. It's entertainment and it's Bucks.
The
Check it out.
Bandit. The Barefoot Bandit, Stank.
The Barefoot motherfucking bandit. Stank bastard, king idiot. Okay, fucking idiots, loose cannons. Talk the plank. Let's go.
One more time. What's that number for your bucking idiots to
call in?
And...
You call me right now. Call me now. 813-444-2318. Call me. Ooh. Call me. Just talk some shit. Say fuck you, Stank. Hate your stupid fucking face. I'll play it.
Man's true to his word.
I am.
But all right, y'all. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, listening to the live broadcast. Hit us up on Twitter at SaltyBuck91, at StankBastard, and give us your takes, give us your fire, give us your praise, everything you got. We love this team, and we'll continue to bring it for you.
No doubt. Go Bucks. And look Bucky in the background. I saw you just gave us a little smirk. What's up, Bucky?
Great name, by the way. Thank you for the name.